Okay, we're going to go over our pattern pieces for the Aria Romper. We have our back main piece, our back lining, our front main piece, our front lining, our sleeves, and our sleeve cuffs. We're going to start with our main pieces, front and back, and we're going to place them right sides together. And we're going to pin at the shoulders. Then we're gonna, make sure everything's lined up, and then we're gonna sew our shoulder seams. Now that we have our shoulder seams sewn on our main pieces, we're gonna grab our lining pieces, and we're gonna also place them right sides together and pin at our shoulders. And then we're going to make sure everything lines up, and we're going to sew our shoulder seams. So now that we have our lining shoulder seams done, we're going to set that aside. We're going to grab our main bodice pieces or main romper pieces, and we're going to flip them right side up. Then we're going to put our lining, making sure we're lining the front to the front and the back to the back, and we're going to pin at our shoulder seams on the neck hole. We're going to find our other shoulder seam and line them up and pin. And then I pin my 2 bumps for the Aria since it has that wavy. And then I pin the middle back of our neck. Then we're gonna sew in a circle around our neck hole. So now that we have our neck hole sewn, we're gonna set that aside. And we're gonna grab our sleeve pieces. Then we're gonna gather the top and the bottom of our sleeves. So now that our sleeves are gathered on the top and the bottom, we're gonna pull them to the side and grab our bodice piece. We're gonna make sure our bodice is right side out. And that our lining is down on our mat. Then we're going to find the longer side of our sleeve. We're going to find the center and we're going to pin it to our shoulder seam. Both the lining and the main piece, making sure that the print part of our sleeve is touching the print part of our main bodice, not our lining. We're just going to pin down the arm sky of our sleeve. So now that we have the first sleeve done, we're going to grab our second sleeve and do the same thing. We're going to find our center, place it right sides together with the main part of our bodice, lining up our shoulder seams with the center of our sleeve. We're going to pin it, and then we're going to pin down the arm sky. Now that we've got that all pinned, we're going to sew down our sleeves. Now that we have our sleeves all done, we're going to place our bodice right sides together. The lining should be up. And we're going to just pin down all the way down the side of our sleeve and our bodice. Then we're going to do the same thing to the other side, making sure our pattern is right sides together, pinning from the sleeve all the way down to the leg hole. Now that we have our side seam done, we're going to pin our crotch as well. And then we're going to sew down our side seams and our crotch. Now that we have those sewn, we're going to take our bodice and we're going to put it aside and we're going to grab our cuffs. And we're going to place them right sides together and fold them in half and pin down the short side seam. We're going to do the same thing to the second cuff. We're going to sew down our side seams. So now that we have our side seam sewn, we're going to flip it out and we're going to place our seams wrong sides together so that the print is facing out, folding it in half to create our cuff. We're going to do the same thing to the other one. Folding it wrong sides together so our print is showing. Creating our cuffs. Then we're going to set them aside. We're going to grab our romper. And we're going to line up our seam of our cuff with the seam of our sleeve and pin it. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other cuff and sleeve. Find our seam of our cuff, put it with the seam of our romper sleeve, and we're going to pin it. Now that we have our cuffs pinned in, we're going to sew them. Now that we have our cuffs sewn on, we are going to finish our romper by folding up our leg holes 1/2 inch to create our hem and pinning all the way around. And now that we have both leg holes pinned, we're gonna hem our bottoms. And there you have it, the Aria romper.